Hi there, students. Overbooking, a noun, a practice, and to overbook. Okay, overbooking is something that happens particularly in the airline industry. This is where they sell more seats on an aircraft or on a particular flight than are actually available. So if there are 100 seats on an aircraft, maybe they sell 105 or 110. Now, the reason for this is because people tend not to come. There are always a certain percentage of people, nearly always, who don't turn up for one reason or another. They arrive too late, or their plans change, or they change their ticket at the last moment. So this is overbooking, where they sell more seats than actually are available on an aircraft. Now, as long as a certain percentage of people don't turn up, then that's not a problem. But the problem is when everyone turns up, when everyone comes and says, I want my seat, and suddenly they've got 5 people more than they can carry, and then they have to bump somebody from the flight, and that means to say, well, I'm sorry, you can't fly because we're overbooked. And this normally makes people very angry. Now, overbooking particularly happens when airlines are very busy, when they're running at capacity or over capacity, and these are at very busy periods of time, like Christmas or holidays, and then everyone wants to fly. So overbooking, it's to sell or guarantee more seats for an event, for a trip, particularly a plane trip, than actually exist. Okay, so to overbook. Now, the airlines say that if they didn't practice overbooking, then they would have to charge more for their plane tickets, or maybe just they would make less profit. But this doesn't have to be just for an airline flight. It can be for a restaurant, for example, a restaurant that regularly overbooks for dinner. Because normally if you have reservations at a restaurant, there's always 1 or 2 tables that don't come, or the party that said, well, we're going to be 22, and they arrive and they say, well, actually we're only 15 people. And this is the idea of overbooking. I think you could also use this phrase to overbook is when you take on more social engagements or more commitments than you're just capable of doing. You take on more than you're able to do. I think this is probably slightly different from being double booked, because a double booking, for example, as a teacher, yes, I've got John's having class today between 6 and 7, and I suddenly realise I'm double booked because I've also got Susan down for 6 to 7 tonight, and that would be double booking. But overbooking is taking on more social engagement or more commitments generally than you're capable of doing. I guess in that case you're assuming someone will cancel. A hotel could overbook as well, because people book rooms but they don't always turn up, and this is the idea of overbooking, is accepting reservations in excess of the available space. To issue reservations, but you don't, and there are more. You issue more reservations than there are places. You could overbook a holiday, or you could overbook the seats in a theatre. Okay, so overbooking. If the flight is heavily overbooked, then there's a possibility that you won't be allowed to fly. Yeah. I think they shouldn't allow overbooking. I think what they should do is they should offer standby places where if then you will be allowed to fly if you don't if everyone doesn't come, and that might be slightly different. But to overbooking, to take too many reservations for something, formality, I think I'm going to give it a 6 in formality. Use absolutely anywhere. And okay, overbooking. Well, it comes from to overbook. Yeah. To book. This is a word that goes back to Proto-Germanic, box. Okay, so enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Overbooking.